What is up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I came in earlier this morning for the Nintendo Direct, which I had a great reaction to it. I honestly think that that Direct, I thought it was pretty good. There was a lot of good stuff, a lot of big stuff, and I just thought it was a pretty good Direct. I've seen a lot of people's comment about, especially about Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I've seen a lot of comments about that. A lot. I just say, I think that was the highlight of the Direct, was the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remake. I don't think it's a remake. I think it's a remaster, because they never said there was nothing new from what I've noticed on it. But that's okay. I'm going to break down my top 5 from today's Direct. So, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Will. I am the host of this awesome channel, of this stream that you're currently watching from. Either you're watching it now live or on the replay, and you can do so on any of the platforms that you are watching on, or you can hit me up on the other platforms as well. You can hit me up on Twitter at WillYork_23, Twitch Texito28, and YouTube Will York. You guys can also hit me up on Discord through RaptorChamp. That text logo on the right hand side of your screen will guide you on your way to Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. You guys can also find me on Facebook through 4State Gamers. Make sure you answer all those questions before you join the group. And you guys, no questions needed. If you add me on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Epic Game Store, you guys can also add me on 3DS and Wii U. If you want to add me on those, hit me up with a direct message. Or ask for it in the chat, and I'd be more than happy to provide those for you as well. So, kind of going over my top 5. So, and I'll make sure I include this into the chat as well when it pops up. So, taking a quick look at the Direct predictions, or the reaction with the predictions. So, I did get a bingo. So, the visually enhanced Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon port, which they did announce that as Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which I think that's a more suitable title than just Dark Moon. And then the next one, the Splatoon 3 DLC release. I did see that. I did expect that one to be announced. There was supposed to be information on that, and that dropped the Direct off right off the bat. And then the free spot. And then the one last announcement. And then the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door rumors, that was officially come true. So, I'll get to that in a moment, but let's go ahead and get into the countdown of my top 5. So I will go ahead and put that into the chat, and then we will watch what my number 5 countdown is. So, yep. All right, my answer is ready to go, and then I will hit play.
The legendary Raider returns. The first 3 Tomb Raider games, all with upgraded visuals, are venturing onto Nintendo Switch in one daring collection. As the fearless archaeologist, Lara Croft, you'll travel the world and face off against deadly foes and even deadlier legends. Climb, backflip, and swan dive through perilous quests spanning different countries and mythologies. Along the way, you'll solve puzzles to uncover treasures of the ancient world and unravel mysteries lost to the ravages of time. This faithfully remastered trilogy comes with all of the expansions and secret levels for each game. You can also toggle between the original polygon look and the upgraded visuals at any time. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered, starring Lara Croft, launches on the Nintendo Switch system February 14th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay, so this was a big takeaway for me, having the 3 original Tomb Raider games. From my recollection, I remember playing a demo version of Tomb Raider on PlayStation 1. But it's interesting to see Tomb Raider come back, but also being remastered, the first 3 games remastered, and there's also an option to toggle the original and the remastered version, which I'm all for it. But many people might think, that isn't Tomb Raider a Square Enix property? Not anymore. Square Enix sold off Tomb Raider to Asper, which is why you see the Asper logo on there. And I don't know too much about Asper, I really don't. But I know that the Tomb Raider used to be Square Enix. Square Enix didn't want it anymore. So they sold off the Tomb Raider properties to Asper. And I think that's a pretty good move. So, but it's very interesting. I don't remember any time we've ever had a Tomb Raider game on a Nintendo console. So having this on the Switch feels like a pretty good win to me. That feels like a pretty good win to me. So I feel like that's a good takeaway right there. I mean, you get the opportunity to remaster a property, and especially the franchise that people like. People like the franchise. It's not strong, in my opinion. It's not super strong. It's a classic. I think it's one of those franchises that put PlayStation on the map, next to Spyro and Crash Bandicoot. That's what I think. So, before I move on to my number 4, I will type it out in the chat. You won't see it until I get to the video. So, give me just one moment while I scroll down to it. There's my number 4. As soon as it loads up. I know it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to buffer. I know. I was going to download it, but here we go.
This game's a real toot. Raise your brass for the quirky rhythm game, Trombone Champ.
So yeah, this is my number 4.
Time with the music as best you can. But how you play that horn is up to you.
I will admit, this is the most unlikely Switch port I've ever seen.
You can use gyro controls to adjust the pitch up and down. Or the IR motion camera on the right Joy-Con controller. The controls are pretty unique, and mastering every control scheme won't be a walk in the park. Honk your way through nearly 50 songs spanning various genres, from classical to electronica and everything in between. Plus, up to 4 musicians can band together in local
I will admit, this is hilarious. I mean, I think this game got a PC release last year in Steam. I think this got released.
Trombone Champ slides onto Nintendo Switch later today.
And it's a shadow drop too. I'm like, I mean, the game itself is hilarious. It's a good take on Guitar Hero. But you just took out the word champ, you took out the word hero, you add the word champ, and then you come up with the next best instrument available to play, and that's the trombone. I mean, I will admit, very classy to put this on the Switch. It's still very classy to have this made, period. To have this game actually be released. I will admit, kudos to the developers for coming up with this game. And now they port this game to a console that can utilize this. I say Xbox and PlayStation, they don't have the technology to... I don't think they have the technology to utilize on this. Which is why the Switch is the perfect port partner. It has the technology to actually play the game. Like it mentioned in the demonstration, use the Joy-Con to either move up or down and kind of play it like you're actually playing a trombone. But my next question is, how in the world did they get it on Steam and PC in the first place? That's what I want to know. Like, how? How they did it in the first place? But I thought that is hilarious. Playing Trombone Champ. So, but it also a shadow drop of the game as well. I'm like, kudos to that for a shadow drop. You port the game and you shadow drop it. Kudos to both right there. I think that is my number 4 pick on this list. I think it was a smart decision to port the game to a console where everyone can get access to it and everyone can play it. All right, give me just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to my... Trying to find my number 3. There it is. Give me just a moment. My number 3 pick is showing up. And I will admit, I have not seen my 3rd pick all the way through, so give me just a moment.
One day, a loyal toad presented a flyer advertising a show at the Sparkle
Hang on, it's gonna buffer, just like it did originally.
Theater. Princess Peach and some toads went to go see it, but then the Wicked Grape and the Sour Bunch suddenly made their grand entrance and took center stage. Now it's up to Peach and the theater's guardian Stella to save the play and the day. This perfect performance has become a terrible tragedy. Luckily, Peach can use the power of Stella's ribbon to face off against the Sour Bunch. The ribbon alone won't always cut it, though. So let's do this. Whoa! Peach transformed into Sword Fighter Peach. By transforming, she can use fantastic showstop.
Hang on, it's gonna buffer again. Again, I'm doing this thing, watching the video and live streaming at the same time. I was gonna try to download these for better quality, but you know, internet always has other plans.
Abilities. Fend off the Sour Bunch with sensational swordplay. Can Peach save this performance and its performers? There are more stolen shows to save. Valuable artifacts from this museum have gone missing. Become Detective Peach, investigate clues, and track down whodunit. Desserts have been snatched from this sweets festival. Turn into Patissiere Peach and save it from a sugar crash. The Sour Bunch got their hands on this martial arts school. Become Kung Fu Peach and take it back from these foul fiends. Many other transformations are just behind the curtain. The stage is set. Our leading lady is ready for the spotlight. Princess Peach, showtime. Makes its debut on Nintendo.
And March 22nd.
Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop.
So that's very interesting. I mean, I knew there was rumors about, you know, Princess Peach Showtime getting the you know, about getting more information for this direct, and I expected that to be, and we actually got that. It's also Princess Peach's first solo game since 2006, Super Princess Peach on Nintendo DS. So it's very interesting. We get to see the Peach in the spotlight again for the first time in, I think, almost 2 decades. So, pretty interesting. It looks pretty interesting. But I mean, out of all of the announcements in today's direct, this one does look good. So, I might think about doing for this one. I still have Nintendo Switch vouchers that I still need to redeem or get for $100 and redeem. I think this is one of those games that I will use the voucher for. So, next I will go ahead and select my number 2 option. And then you will see that answer in the chat. Yep, my number 2 is Luigi's Mansion Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, otherwise formerly known as the visually enhanced port of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Welcome to Evershade Valley, a place that's screaming and teeming with the supernatural. Luigi, our faint of heart hero, was sent here to check it out. Time for some mansion mayhem.
Alright, I played this. This was one of the first games I got on 3DS.
Without this vacuum-like device, the Poltergust. Use it to light up dark areas, vacuum up objects, and interact with the environment. It's a handy tool for your paranormal escapades. Plus, when you spot a ghost, pop! You can stun them with the strobe bulb, then vacuum them up. You can even grab multiple ghosts at once. In this game, you'll find ghosts haunting, a former plant research lab, a broken down clock factory that's full of sand, a mine covered in ice and snow, and even more places. These troublemakers will use every trick in the book to block your path. Can Luigi summon his courage and save the day? Looking for other ghost hunters? Up to 4 players online can do some exorcise across different multiplayer modes. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD creeps onto Nintendo Switch next summer.
So, I remember playing this one a lot on 3DS, and I actually beat the game. This was one of the first games I beat on 3DS. Really liked it, really enjoyed it, and now that it's coming out on Switch, I think that's a plus win. Given the fact that Luigi's Mansion 3 has had a lot of good success on Switch, putting 2 and maybe 1 on there, I think that'd be a good call. And I know, I mean, Nintendo's not gonna, I don't think they'd shy too far away from putting 1 on the Switch as well. We already got 3. We're getting 2 next year. And then if we get 1, that'd be great. It'd be also just like the Pikmin collection. All the Pikmin games, all of those are on Switch. The 1 and 2 bundle, 3 Deluxe, and 4 just came out about 2 months ago. So I don't think Nintendo would shy away from an opportunity to put the first Luigi's Mansion on there. But it's very interesting to see. Again, really like the Luigi's Mansion game. Really do. I'd like to learn how to play 1. So thankfully 1 is on 3DS. So I might have to pop that into the future. You know, grab my 2DS XL, put Luigi's Mansion in there, and maybe play it. So I might have to do that in the future. So, alrighty. I will now go ahead and get into my number 1. Of course, the majority of you are going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's not just my number 1. It's everybody's number 1. And that is the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I said remastered. A lot of people are saying it's a remake. But I'm stoked about this. I really am. Never played this game. This is on one of my wanna plays. I mean, this game looks great. I've heard this game is one of the absolute best of all time. One of the absolute best of all time. I mean, everything about this just looks so good. It looks so much fun. A lot of people say the combat's really fun. Um, I mean, just watching this trailer, I'm like, wow. It's like one of those, can't believe this is coming to Switch. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. So, yeah, that is my absolute number one on this, is the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. Some people are saying it's remastered. Um, some people are saying it's a remake. They never, but Nintendo said at the end of the announcement was, it's a game. It's got HD graphics, so that means I think take it as it's a remastered. It's not a remake. But I did see something. There was a different color. They showed like some different screenshots. One of those was a purple toad, which that's never happened in the original game. So that's a possibility. I think it's still a remaster, but they're just tweaking up a little bit. But we're also getting it in 2024, which I think, to my knowledge, is 20 years after the original game was released on GameCube. This game has never gotten a re-release by Nintendo, ever. Never a re-release. And putting this one for Switch, and especially if next year is in fact the last year for Switch before the next successor, then this would be a good one to put out as a, end it with a bang kind of thing. That's what I think. So, that and Metroid Prime 4 was announced for Switch 6+ years ago. That was never mentioned or anything today, but that could happen in the February Direct. Some rumors are saying, that game is ready to be shown off. They're saying it's ready to go, ready to be shown off. And one of the other announcements I was expecting to see today, but didn't see today, was some updates on Nintendo Switch Online content. There were still some games from 64 and Game Boy Advance that have not come out on Nintendo Switch Online yet. So interesting that we got those omission today. Those were not in today's Direct, and I thought usually a September Direct always involves a some mentioning of the Switch Online, either new games or new stuff. But we didn't get any of that today, which I think it's a little surprise. but it also might come to the fact that, again, Switch is coming to an end, and we could be getting our next Switch-like system next year. And the other rumors were that the Switch successor is backwards compatible with Switch, which would be good. If that is the case, and that actually does come true, I'll need to remember the transfer. If they make the option, they're going to try to make, from what all the rumors I've seen, of transferring making it seamless transition over to this new system, transferring my data from all of my games, and put it on this new system. Would I still keep my normal Switch? I probably will. I just keep it. I got a big tote over to my right on a shelf, not on a shelf, on a stand somewhere, and it's got all my retro consoles, and that's where my Switch would go if this new hardware does come out. So, anyway, the thing with Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is one, a very popular game from GameCube era, which is my era for starting games, and two, it is crazy expensive, like almost $100 to $200. Crazy expensive. It is hard to find a good one for a good price. And doing this, it just feels like fan service. And a lot of people were clamoring, from what I've heard, a lot of people were wanting this. And Nintendo actually listened. Nintendo actually listened to the fans. And thank you. Thank you. I tip my hat off to you, Nintendo. Thank you. If this is the last year, if 2024 is the last year for Nintendo Switch, then I'd say they picked some really good titles to end the console on. That's what I think. That's what I'll go with. Again, Nintendo fan. Have been. Is. And always will be. So, those are my top 5 right there. Number 5 is Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered starring Lara Croft. The collection on that. Trompo Champ number 4. Princess Peach Showtime number 3. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD number 2. And then number 1 is the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Remastered. That is my top 5 right there, guys. So, that's going to do it for me for this video. If you guys wanted to see this video and all of my others, feel free to hit me up on any of the platforms. You can hit me up on Twitter at WillYork_23, Twitch Tuxedo28, and YouTube Will York. You guys can also hit me up on Discord, that text logo on the right side of your screen, with the letters TEX, that is. That will guide you on your way to Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Discord. You can add me on all those platforms, and you can also hit me up on Facebook. Add me on Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Epic Games Store. I'll probably be back, like I mentioned earlier, I'll probably be back in October. I'm going to try out the Super Mario Bros. Wonder, go through some couple levels on that to see how it is. I've also thought about maybe if I did come back to more streams, I might think about in a couple weeks, do a 2-hour stream playing Pikmin 1 and Pikmin 2 for the first time ever. We'll see about that in a couple weeks maybe. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. I will catch you all on the flip side. Have a good one, guys.